Good afternoon, folks, or whatever time of day it is you're tuning in. It's 14:58 on the 25th day, 5th month, 2022, and this is Rob D coming to you from Liverpool, England. Oh my goodness, I told you it was coming. Here it is, it's happening, right? Over the next 24 hours, like you can see, there's not much coming in this spot. Yeah, you guys are copping down here. This is some heavy accumulations. But my concern was this area from here to here. And I told you that a few days ago. So now let's have a look. Over the next 24 hours, not much. And then 3 days, ka-freaking boom. That stuff that they said was going to be off coast and stay here is actually coming ashore toward Marble Bar. And all this Port Hedland area, which has been beaming its own demise. I've been watching the beams, and I'm going to go into that a little bit. As I've just got back, and well, I'm going to look at the weather with you live. That right there is a lot of rain coming in between the nothing, right, into something. And it's got to go somewhere, and you're going to have the catastrophic flood. And the amount of lightning involved in this is, that's, oh my. Guys, I've been seeing some of the pictures already, and I've been looking at the spray. And it's very thick, and there's a lot of metals which will change the conductivity of the atmosphere. And if you add the electromagnetic frequency into that mix from Exmouth in here, not just this one device on the tip, they have got a lot out here, but I'm not going to go into that today. I'm just going to get into the forecasting area. And as you can see where these rivers run, you are in great danger. You actually have time to react to this warning. So even if somebody's watching right now, just stop watching and message somebody. Time is valuable right now. Get your valuables, get your animals, get your. If you got people in mining holes out in some of these places, that are, get them out. This is flash flooding, filling up a hole with somebody in it is a possibility that we can prevent right now. And Higgins says, right, this is not a popularity contest. Accuracy is accuracy, and time is lives. So here's the warning. Stop what you're doing and just do it. Okay? See that? Adelaide, you're looking at an event that's later this week. I mentioned you in the title. After 5 days from now, you guys are going to get it. According to the weather plan. I've seen a lot building up this storm here, and I'm going to talk about it a bit. This is over the next 3 days, and then you expect this moisture to get scattered inland with an EMF move that is yet to occur. There's a lot of NEXRADs out here that are not on your local grid. I read about them a while ago. I'm not going to pull the information up today because I got to dive for it. To me, it's more important to get your warnings out. But as you see, they're not listing a lot of radars out here, right? But you have them. Some farm initiative in Western Australia set them up. Going in, of course. All right, not much showing up close. Let's zoom out. And out we go. Now, you ain't picking up that beam up close, but you're picking up some scatter out here. I'm going to try to explain that beam again. Isn't that funny? It's coming in an H. No, it's not funny, but isn't that odd? As in that kind of definition of the word funny. Yep, there's Dampier. They're getting ready to get it. Well, I hope they heeded my warning down there, or didn't ridicule you all too bad when you were the good shepherd and did not cry wolf. Right? And did not. Right, isn't that odd? So I can go back to the national. Where you see the beam, bzzz, that's big, that's a big blast, that's going all the way out to here. And the tendency of that out here, you see how I cleared the moisture out? It's created a flow. Actually, it's going to make a circular motion like that, and a circular like that. Depending upon what layer of the atmosphere they heat up, like a pie, it could be cold here, and you could displace that air and bring it down in a circulation, or they could heat it from underneath. The easiest way to tell that is to actually look at the data from the NEXRAD itself. And sometimes you can see its observations. Let's see if we can find the data map on this one. I will show you how to do that. Display additional features. Show catchments, water areas, wind directions, all the sorts of things that'll show you how to keep safe are right here on the side of this BOM. Let's just give you a basic. You might be a traveler, not know where the water cache is. That's a good place to set our tent. None of this area here is a good place to set a tent anymore. right? You're trying to get out is out. I don't like this map too much because it's lying to us, isn't it? Right? You got to say that's liars. And this is the listed NextRads that you got, right? High resolution Doppler, standard watch. So that's one of the new boys. Here she comes ashore. Look at the beaming here. You see this light raying look to this here? Where there's different colors in the nucleation. And all of those lines will center on this this center point right here at this observation. Yeah, how I pronounce that arrow. They're beaming this storm, actually. That one is guilty, extremely. And Port Headland. Let's see if we can pick up a different data. It's just blast into here. Let's see if they forgot anything. They're not giving us a close in on that one. Won't let it. Oh no, that was it. Oh, my apologies. Yeah, we're picking up the beaming as well from Port Headland. And again, that's going to create this flow. And these flows create these squares. Certain cuts and certain heating methods. And a NextRad can pulse in a square form that is a scalar in nature. SCALAR. And you will have to look all that up yourself. You got homework to do. And these are the water catchment areas. And sometimes having its background seems to make it a bit easier to spot things. Okay? It's kind of funny how all that rain's going along this one line, isn't it? Hi, we want this land. It's all these towns are all in one line. Well, I guess if you did that there too, it would as well. But it's coming your way, Marble Bar. Bar none but you will have it that day. Everybody's getting it. Croydon, bzzz, getting fried, getting fried. The pyramid is getting fried. Is there a pyramid there? I'm very curious about this. Somebody tell me the history of that, because I love to know things. Don't you? If you don't like to know things, what is wrong with you? That's kind of deep. You ain't a rabbit hole person if you don't like to know things. Question everything. Question my forecast. See if it's accurate. So we can get observations from various places. So that's like, there's your rain, there's your wind, there's your this. This one doesn't have the Doppler one where you can actually see wind direction. Some of them do. But I digress. I'm going to go back to your forecast of what they have planned. Right? And they're scatter the moisture across your middle again. And then saturate it over the next 5 days. I don't agree that that's just staying there. Oh, you know what that tells you? Oh, here's what this tells you. Here's what this determines as. That hasn't budged. Budged a little bit. Nothing. Your whole event's going to drop all its water from that right there and then and scatter some and it's going to rain. But well, your next batch is coming from up here. I've seen it coming up and over. It's over, if I look at Mimic, it's up here. I'm going to zoom down a little bit. I want you to see what they've done. I'll show you where your next big batch of rain is. I've been counting the days it's coming. And it's a lot of moisture. I mean, it makes the amount that came over that one time look like nothing. I'm trying to get a global domain here. Let's go with a, really don't much matter, 72-hour time span on this animation. And we're going to watch this Mexico here. Watch all this moisture. It's backed up, and we're going to let it go. And they did. This whole area is absolutely going to be flooded out over the next 5 days, and all this is coming your way. There's an EMF move that has split it into two parts already. One here, one here. When the backup move just came from here, it shot up and it shot out. You'll see the beam evidence. It even went full plasma, which is often what we call it when you see those just one or two stripes of white on the mount. Yeah? Yeah. Didn't I predict a big solar flare coming soon? Because I knew they were going to lie about beams and use that as an excuse. Go look. Yeah, that's a big blast. Look. It even hit all the way up through here. What device up here makes me suspicious? That's your real HARP. That's where real HARP is. So if it put a blast that curved this way, right? Split to moisture this way, but also acts as a force pushing this a little bit, it's going to back that up. Right? So you end up with a pile of it like a wave coming. See it backing up, and it'll begin to rotate against that wall of pressure as they scan the beam along. Yeah, they're going to hit it here, back that up. That'll torrential that for a while, then I'm going to let it loose, and you're going to get a 1, 2, 3 punch But it looks like about 2 or 3 days in between on each gap. This is just reading just this one screen determining your weather. Yeah. This is how long I've been doing this shit. I did it so long I busted the old mimic. They had to come up with a new one. Version 2. Yeah, they locked the other one up on a specific day. No shit. If you go to the original mimic, you'll see what day it locked it up. That's my fault. I clearly blame myself for that. Now, something very interesting is occurring off your coast here. And I picked it up on Worldview. This is a slam bust for Australia right here. Right, I'm going to go down. I'm going to change domains again and go back with the Australia feed. Excuse me a minute. Man, I got so much shit I could show you on here. I planned on showing you some stuff today. Sorry about the swears. I said I would try to, on the weather ones, I'd calm that down. Now you're going to see like over here some manipulations goes on. It actually is going to draw. It's it's 20S100 right here. Yeah, I use these coordinates sometimes. Right about here, you'll see this strange pattern form. I'm going to stop it on it. I think it's out of this frame here. Oh, give me a minute. I'll find it. See the beam come out here? That's a beam. That means there's a ship there. See? They're manipulating this moisture. Here we go. Chemtrail's getting laid right here. It's going out. See, it took a lot of moisture just on the last frames. So I went in and had a look over at this area. It's right about here. It came down. And this is the spot right here. That is that. Yeah. So even nucleation of the moisture from a chemtrail will show up on this precipitable moisture feed, because that's what this is. This, if all this rained down right now, this is how much water there is in the entire planet. From that other view I showed you. So I have to memorize all this, just because what I do here affects over here. That's why I wanted to show you. Look at this manipulation here. Now watch. I'm going to do a jump frame on you. I'm going backwards here. I think I'll take it around the corner. It'll take you about 6 jumps in on this timestamp. Each jump is 3 hours. Okay. Look at these pulses here off the coast. I'm just going to take you in. So we're sitting at 15. Every jump I do after this is 3 hours forward or back, depending upon which direction I go. It's too pixelated. You guys won't understand. I'm trying to teach you to read this. Right, it's right over here, centered off of the coast of Exmouth. You see this line coming down from their antenna emitter, and I will suspect the big one on that, because it can do this. And it changed the atmospheric dynamics here. It added electrical potential, which is going to fuel your lightning. It added high pressure and low pressure differentials, which causes certain flows to occur. And it hits out. It hits a few times. It pulses sideways. I'm picking up here because there's many devices on this island. Look at how that changed in 3 hours. These lines. You got ships out there. This is a big blast. This is not small. And yes, this is a quake maker. It absolutely is. That ain't small. That's a big blast. Biggest quake risk is going to be up through in here. Interference pattern through here again. It puts a risk up here for earthquakes. These are big beams. You know, you heat up the mantle here, causes it to expand, right? And you heat it here, but if you start crisscrossing beams, the amplitude, or what you add to the height and subtract from the depth, or the trough, if you will, peak, trough of a waveform, you have to take all that in mind. All of these, where they intersect, I have to keep in mind in my head. They don't teach this. And this is how I do your forecast. Yeah, the rain amounts are quite accurate. I can see it right here, right? I don't need that windy to tell me that this moisture is here, because I can see it on this graph of world moisture. It's right here. It says so. See that there? That's up there. That's 3 inches of fucking rain. That's going to come drop on your asses. It tells me this. And then I got to add that one coming in, and that one coming in, and that one. And before you know it, the weather has done inched you into that. And it's a lot. It's a real lot. And there's some flat lands out here. And a lot, this flooding is going to be catastrophic. It's going to spread thin. But when it comes, it comes. I don't know what your infrastructure is like. I don't know what all your roads are like. Only you can do these determinants, and you must do them now. Okay? I'm going to show you now why I say Adelaide's going to have a problem. There's a few places the weather plan, and I'm fairly in agreement to this. That's why I'm telling you. I kind of hinted at it. None of the other weather services are agreeing that this is going to occur. One of them, this one here, sometimes nails it, sometimes it don't. I think they're just there to be an icon for funding. Yeah. Claire, have some fucking rain down there. They don't even cover it that long. They say you're going to have some sprinkles there, Adelaide, but guess what? They say different. They say different. And this one's here. Those days you're just getting rain. Then they say you're fucked. And there's some hills up here. I know that for a fact. There's some mountains and stuff. And they're kind of tall. They affect the weather greatly too as stuff comes in off of the bite. Because I watched it. That's right. I blessed your town. I've joined my waters with yours. See these mountains right here? You know what's in here? Gold. They are. And there's a big vein of it. Runs from here. Yeah? Goes up down this road. I predicted fires along this length during your fire season to the exact hour they happened. Because I seen a pattern. That's right. It was like somebody had driven down the road in a truck. And started the fires. And I predicted it, and that's what cost. And I lost one of my accounts. It just disappeared. I logged in and it was gone. That's alright. I came back, and I'm telling you again, I did that. I'm telling you, I predict a lot of things that people don't believe. But you know, whether you believe some things or not, they could kill you anyhow. You might not believe me, but if you go camping right here at the bottom of that freaking mountain there, I think you're going to have a lot more water hit you than that, because you're going to get all the runoff of that. It's all coming right towards your center of your town, Adelaide. You're about to get fucked. So here is your warning. And we'll be watching this greatly. We will be watching this with great vigilance. By this day here, I'll know exactly what's going to happen, where it's going to hit, and all the moisture. I'll see the whole setup, because what's getting ready to fuck you is out somewhere else. It's over here, and I'm going to go to pressures for this. I wish I could just turn the whole rest of the map off. What's getting ready to fuck you is down here. Believe it or not. You get a high, right? Where they're going to get the pressure pump. So as that moves out of the way, that high will come slide in its place, allowing that to come over. The bubble from this tube, part will pinch off the top. The rest will join this down here, because the numbers clearly indicate that that higher 9 will float toward that 68. Right? You see what I do here? This thing will fuck off and give you guys a bath. Give you guys a bath on the way by New Zealand. But I told you about that the other day. So my forecast is still accurate for you within the next 5 days. And there's your pump. It'll be one on the other side. Pump, pump, and you get the dump. You're getting pumped, folks. These are just simple pressure pumps. And here comes your fuck. This is your fuck, Australia. Here's the fuck. This is the water that's coming for you. And it's in a line, all of this. All of this. Do the math. Some of it's going to fall along the way. More is going to join it. Some's going to be split off. Because, you know, that's water is the new gold. It's going to be bottled somewhere. But, well, may beautiful, blessed water not be blamed. May it cleanse the earth. And may its misuse by the geoengineers stop completely. You see what I mean? You see these pressures? I know it looks all dramatic. Kind of look like a magnet, don't it? But it's not. This is pressures. And well, we used to do them in 5s. So that would be 1 line. That would be 2. But you make everything look more dramatic, you know. I know my grandpa said he used to walk uphill backwards to school and all. They're well in agreement. As a matter of fact, they've moved theirs all along this area. You guys watch out. Yeah. Yours is more than an elevated risk now. It's still there, man. Happening. It's happening. 24 hours, nothing. So we're watching this come ashore, and you will have great quake risk when this barges the island, bam, and when it leaves. So I will be watching that closely, New Zealand. And let's elevate your risk right now. But it's many days away. And what preparation's about? You got food, you got a deck of cards. It's winter time. You got some warm clothes, you got some firewood. Come on. That's how you prepare for to say you're going to get an earthquake in New Zealand is like saying when I breathe the air, there's going to be a chem bomb. It is a given, right? So Australia, there's your pipeline of moisture right through here, and this is doing the kick up from it's rotating this direction in this hemisphere. Yeah. Again, the clearing of your east coast is looking good for some relaxing times. You got some bit of wet stuff, but nothing huge. And I'm not agreeing with this amount of moisture at all. Not at all, actually. Right. No, this is wrong. This is very wrong, actually, for the long term. Give me a minute. I'm drawing the lines of where everything's rotating. How are the gears turning? That's turning like that. That one's going bloop, bloop. We got a sideways pump, right? Flip it in your mind. Sideways pump. Where's this one going to equal? Like, this is the question mark. Is this high? They have to be maintaining this with EMF. That shouldn't exist. That should go voop and be gone. Oh, what's holding that in place is this 103 up here. Told you, you got to start chasing this man like a puzzle. Try to keep up with what Robert does. Good luck. Hey, Taipei, you're getting ganked. Look at that. Huh? How about that one there? Half a meter? Oh my, some places a meter of fucking rain gonna hit their asses. When do they get it? Nothing. Something. Have it, Taipei. Ain't China doing a grab over there? Thailand? Well, the monsoon season's still there. I think they're going to have a worse day than you, Australia. I think they are. But this is where I say I disagree with these water amounts. I disagree a lot. Because that stream there is not being taken into account. And it's funneling like this. All that from up there comes in. This actually stalls a bit and it holds it. Yeah. Because it's going to, the bubble pump is here. But when that breaks, that should theoretically go. It should. That should eat it. So I'm disagreeing with these water amounts for these 10 days here. I think that's going to be higher. But I'll let you know here in a couple days. All I know is let's get the warning out. Let's let these folks know that Rob D says get the fuck out. There's a get the fuck out warning for these folks. Right? If you can. You got 24 hours. If you're in this area here, you got less than that. Like, you got to get out now. This is where you leave shit behind. Right? Don't forget your pets. They need to eat. Their bowls. All that stuff. Okay? I'd rather we have a bad day. And don't forget, get some rope. Okay? Extension lead is some rope. Get a pair of nippers that works. Right? Come on. Be smart. Don't be an idiot. Right? I'm going to end this one so you can get the warning out pretty much. I can show you chem bomb view. And here's the chem bombs fueling the storm over here now. I'm going to shut down some of what I got. Shut down the official Bureau. More on site. Boom, boom, boom go the plumes. Fucking hellfire, would you look at the gulp. Fueling the demise of the Australian people. Barrow Island. Look off at your binoculars. You'll see the chem bombs going off. Boom! Right over the top of you. Boom, boom, boom! Port Hedland gets the plumes. Sickness mix streaming in over Coral Bay. Exmouth gobbling it up. Frying everybody. Here's your cook. Here's your deep fryer. The microwave door is open and everybody's being cooked. Bzzz. Newman. Bzzz. Onslow. Poor Onslow. Boom, boom, plumes going by. Chem bombs going off. Right before your eyes, Darwin, looking pretty quiet. Big chem going over. Somebody showed me some pictures, so I said I'd have a quick glance. This is your demise being fueled right now before your eyes. This is a geostorm of typical proportion lately, I'd have to call it. Typical proportion. And you guys get some little quiet times across here, which you deserved greatly. But the geostorm getting ready to fuck New Zealand. Boom, boom, boom! Goes your future. How dare they? Pluming it up. Now you expected me to say something different. I got a bit self-conscious saying it. See, you guys laugh too much and I got self-conscious. I can't help it. Look at the shit going off here on the low deck. What is everybody? Did they open the door to Parliament House and all their fucking hot air came out? They are so freaking out of touch with how people really live in the world that I think it's time that they own nothing and see how happy they are. Right, here's a division point of EMF. We got a split in the flow right here. It's very definitive, actually. So that's a cut move, and that allows this to spin free. That's what I call that. This is capable of doing it. There's devices here, and there's devices here. Something came along in a line and deployed right here. Could have different catalyst. That could be warm, that could be cold, and that's all it takes to separate a storm or to get a good flow going. Get it whipping around real good. This nice square thing that they tell you is a circulation is not very circular, is it? What goes around comes around. Just remember that. And when storms seem like a stop sign to you, it's time to say stop to geoengineering. It's time to say stop to beaming the hell out of all life on this planet with microwaves and manipulating Mother Nature's beautiful river of moisture that's here for all of us. And it's definitely time to take a good look at ourselves. A real good look at ourselves. And this is all of us. I want to end on that note. This is our family picture. I love my Mother Earth. I love everyone on it. I don't love what everybody's doing. Right? And, well, that's got to stop. And Bill Gates, I love you to stop what you're doing. We got to be the big love sometimes. And sometimes the big love is a tough love. And it's a bitter pill to swallow when you go over a rainforest and you see chem bombs, just like you see owning Australia's weather, over these beautiful forests that you yourself may have championed and spent money to support. And a lot of these funds go towards doing this, like this chem bomb here. Or you might love the gorillas in the mist over in Uganda, Nigeria areas. And well, there's coming a day where the extinction is our fault. Not you and I who did not consent, but who never went far enough to put an end to something while all life is being affected that's not human for the comfort of human life. So that our decade of happiness leads to the unhappiness of far too many things. And I think that's probably the worst crime of all. Is it's not just our complacency, it's our thinking so much of ourselves as a species that we forgot that to put the E at the end of human and turn this into a planet that has humane beings on it. Right? Because there's a lot of humaneness. Doesn't have to be human to be the principle of humane. You ever watch animals share and care and hug? That's humane. Your dog come up and give you a hug when you're sad? Well, they're out here breathing this too. Right? These forests are their forests. These forests are our lungs. These give us oxygen. It's a nice trade-off. We breathe out, they breathe in. We love them, they love us. That's the big love. That's the big all. That's why I fight for the big all of all. Big love, people. Say no to the Paris Accords. Say no to solar radiation management that is blocking the sunlight from so many other things on this planet besides us.